Hello, I'm Paul,
And I'm Scott.
and welcome to DC.
I'm proud.
Hello everyone, welcome back to DC and Proud. We're doing our Batman Begins Again season. This is the 5th episode, basically looking at all the many different origins of Batman. We've done Batman 66, Batman 89, Batman Mask of the Phantasm,
Batman
Begins, and now we're on to Batman Year 1. And then on to the Batman, everyone, the final episode in the Batman Begins
Which is
season.
very excited for.
Oh, very excited, very excited. Yes, so today we're doing Batman Year 1. It stars Bryan Cranston as Jim Gordon, Ben McKenzie as Bruce Wayne, and Eliza Dushku as Selina.
You know what? It's a good cast. I'll give you that.
I know, especially if you love a bit of Eliza, don't you?
I love Eliza.
Bit of faith.
I do love a bit of faith.
It's got a plot description of a wealthy playboy and a Chicago cop both return to Gotham City where their lives will intersect in unexpected ways. It is directed by Sam Liu and Lauren Montgomery. Got any facts about this film?
I've got a few facts for this film.
Okay.
Firstly, apparently Batman Year 1 was almost adapted as a live-action film with a screenplay from Frank Miller.
Oh, yes.
However, Warner Brothers scrapped the project in favour of Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, which I feel like is the right thing to do.
Well, interesting. I'm going to bring this up later on.
Me too. Bryan Cranston originally turned down the part of Jim Gordon because he thought the project was based on Batman from 1966.
Oh, of course he did.
He accepted after he read the script.
Oh, good.
And he
Very
didn't have
good,
to wear
Bryan.
any tights or
Oh,
anything like that.
lovely.
And also, this was actually planned for release in the US on the same day as Batman Arkham City.
Oh, man. What a game. Is it one of the best ones? I think Arkham Asylum is better than Arkham City, but Arkham City is very good.
I agree.
Yeah.
And also, it obviously stars Eliza Dushku from Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Of
which
course.
I'm just, a tiny, tiny fan of.
Tiny fan.
But also, the music is by Christoph Beck, who also did the score for Buffy as well.
Oh!
For Season 3 of Faith's Buffy as well.
Nice.
So,
Who came first, Faith or the composer? It's like the chicken or the egg. Right, so let's get into it.
yes.
We've both read the graphic novel, correct?
Yes.
Have you read it a long time ago?
I read it recently.
Oh, you read it recently?
Yes.
Did you read it recently for this episode?
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, that's very special.
Thank you.
And what do you think of it?
I love the graphic novel.
Yeah, same. I think it's a masterpiece. 10 out
It
of
is
10.
a masterpiece.
Yeah.
So,
I'm ready to lay my cards out on the table.
yeah, go for it, because I just don't know what to say.
Okay, so it's not as good.
Nowhere near.
This film is
Nowhere near.
not as good as the graphic novel.
Nowhere near.
And I think half the reason is because it's set out like a noir detective
Yeah.
thing. And what makes the graphic novel so special is, like, to me anyway, like the inner monologues of
Yep.
both Gordon and Batman running parallel with each other,
But I don't think it works in movie form.
because everyone else has to speak as well, otherwise it'd be weird, right?
It's so off-putting.
Yeah.
And I think it just doesn't motivate or move the story along fast enough. And
Yeah.
you end up with scenes that are like 2 seconds long, and then you've skipped
Yeah.
like a week, and
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't execute it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
I agree.
which is such a shame, really, because it's come from such a massive and powerful novel.
And the interesting thing though is, like, I had the graphic novel open while
Interesting, right?
while
I
watching
did not.
while watching this, and I was like, man, it's literally sticking to it. Like, every scene is like exactly what the scene
Yeah.
is going to be in the comic book, following the exact scene that came before it. So it's very what's the word?
Faithful.
He's got it.
Got it.
It's very faithful to the graphic novel. It absolutely is. But it just doesn't execute it
No.
in the right way. And I think let's just get into it. So I think, for starters, I feel like we can tackle the first half, which is very separated by Gordon and
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, before it gets to, like, when they basically combined for the rest.
But
of
I
the
don't
story.
even think they're combined for the rest of the story. And I also feel like it's not even a majority of this film is not Batman's story.
Yeah.
It's Jim Gordon's story.
Yeah.
So
It's just it's as fascinating.
Jim
Gordon's
Gordon year
is as
one,
fascinating.
not-
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very true. So if you let's tackle Jim Gordon, right?
Fine.
So all the way from when he first gets to Gotham up until basically when Batman starts appearing,
Yeah.
we get Flass and Loeb. We've just had
do.
Batman
Yes,
Begins.
we do, yeah.
They're in this as well. So it's almost like we're straight back into the streets of Batman Begins.
Yeah. But you can see that this is where this film, there's so many parallels to Batman Begins. You can see where maybe there's been a meeting and Christopher Nolan, he's probably read
absolutely.
the comic and stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
the novel, and there are so many parallels throughout the entire film. But there's majority of the time Batman Begins executes it so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of Bryan Cranston as Gordon?
For the mood it's going for, I think it works.
I think it works. I love his voice as Gordon.
Yeah.
It feels like a Gordon
But
voice.
it's mainly because of half his spoken word are inner monologues.
Yeah.
So it does work, but I couldn't see it. I just can't see it as a film, and I couldn't see Bryan Cranston as a film.
Yeah, I can't see Bryan Cranston himself as Gordon.
No.
But his voice certainly works for me.
Yeah.
As
It's just
the
so
Gordon
mysterious
character.
and like this. I can see why you gravitate towards this because it's like a true detective kind of style, and that's what you like, especially when it comes with Batman.
I do.
Oh, however,
Exactly. However, it works completely in the graphic novel,
yes,
right? Because I love seeing these two characters run parallel with each other, and it's almost like they're cut from the same cloth. They're just
growing together,
going in different directions. Not completely different directions, parallel, but slightly in different directions. But what doesn't kind of work for me in the live action animated version is I almost want to see some villains.
I understand.
It feels
that.
like it lacks something in this one.
Because it feels like there's no definite story.
Yeah.
So because it doesn't have a bad guy, not necessarily to root for, but for someone for them to be against.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's just. It's quite blah.
Yeah.
There's nothing really like.
This isn't to say I don't really like it. I do still like it. It is just. It's just like because you get to like 3/4 in, it's like okay, we're still doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like there's what are we going towards, and it's just basically Batman and Gordon against Gotham. Gotham is the bad guy
from within.
Yeah, is in this situation, and which I like,
agree.
which really works in the graphic novel. But there's something missing. There's an element missing. This I'm like, I just want something.
I can't think what it. It's an essence of I don't know. Danger and an essence of because I think the only exciting bit for me is when Gordon has his baby kidnapped.
I know,
and then
that's nuts though. It's just a nuts thing to happen. It's like someone steals your baby.
Yeah.
It's like man,
and then it ends. And I'm like, I mean, you could have had that like in the middle, or and I feel like Selena was wasted as well. And I just feel like it was just.
But the thing is, it's like. It is exactly what the graphic novel is, but why doesn't it
just doesn't work?
Why doesn't it work?
I don't know.
It's because you're in the story, just reading the thoughts.
I think because your imagination,
their heads.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And when you're watching a film, the imagination's done for you already.
Yeah, that's it.
So
yeah.
you can't. It doesn't live up to the expectation you had in your mind when you read the novel.
And you get everything in between the panels that you're seeing in the graphic novel, and it's like it's not as compelling as turning the page and being like, oh wow, look what's happening now. Absolutely. Not to say that it doesn't have some. I do think it has some great segments in this. I love the initial bits of Gordon, and he's being downtrodden by his superiors and his partner, and then to the point where he gets beaten up. And he's like, for retribution, let me just go beat up.
Let me just beat
my
up
partner,
tie him naked, and just
throw
leave
him
him
the
out.
bat. And I like this correlation to be like, he's not using the weapons, just like Batman isn't. I'll give you the bat, and I'm going to take you down, even though you have the upper hand. I like that.
Yeah,
it's cool, and it works with Bryan Cranston's voice. What voice doesn't work for me?
It's Batman.
It's Batman. Ben McKenzie's voice.
Which is funny because he's actually Jim Gordon in Gotham.
Yes. It works as a young Jim Gordon, I guess.
But I agree. It doesn't work as Batman.
It's just not... there's no gravel or like.
I feel like there's no element of menace in his voice.
Yeah.
That makes anyone terrified.
It's too high pitch, right?
Yeah. There's just I just feel like it's not commanding enough.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's like if you're playing Batman, even though it is meant to be year one, you're still strong enough.
I guess it's a young Bruce Wayne still.
Yeah, exactly.
So he should be,
you're somehow climbing a 5-foot story building and just doing flips and stuff like that, which I still don't know how he does. But I don't think his voice commands enough for who he's meant to be.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, and funny enough, I think this is the way I've set up this season, man. It's a great segue to go from Batman Begins to this, and then onto the Batman, because there's so much similar elements between all three of these films. To go from the Batman in this to the Batman of Robert Pattinson, and it's just this like sloppy. I've just started. Yeah. I'm getting beaten up. I'm not landing every punch, and this is what we kind of get in this. I like all the stuff of. I like the stuff he's doing. In this, I just don't like the voice. Right, and that kind of takes me out of the actual story. So I like him coming saying, I'm not here for closure. You know, it's been 12 years he's been away from Gotham. I've come here. I've got a purpose. I know what I want to do, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. And I kind of like him figuring that out.
You mean like the bat coming through his window and going, "Okay, Dad."
I mean, it's a classic Batman thing for the bat to come through the window and land on top of that bust. But
okay, Dad, I got the point. Yes. I was like, what?
Thank you,
Dad, for that symbolism. I love it.
And we get another actual origin in this of very fleeting.
Mm-hmm. But it's what really stands out now I've watched so many is the pearls.
Yes, the pearls. They love the pearls.
It's his face as a boy, and it's just these pearls dropping in front of his face. I'm like, those fucking pearls.
Always with the pearls.
Always with the pearls. Bruce and his pearl necklaces.
What do you think of Bruce Wayne training? Him. You know, he's a strong guy, right? In the graphic novel, he's a strong guy. You know,
very
he can kick through a tree.
Yeah.
And he can do in this as well. And it kind of brings me out of it where I'm like, you just kick through a tree?
Because you're seeing it happen. That's the thing, though. I know. It's
kind of charming in a graphic novel.
Yeah.
But when you physically have a person kicking through a tree, but they're also very clumsy when they're trying to fight other people.
Yes.
It's like, something's not adding up right now. It's like there's something off. But there's something missing. As Bruce Wayne keeps wondering, something's missing. What do I need to become? How do you feel when Selina suddenly appears and she's a prostitute?
I mean,
she's a prostitute, obviously, in the graphic novel as well.
Explains her background and stuff, so I don't mind. I just don't think, again, she wasn't executed very well, and I don't think that's anything to do with the voice. I think it's to do with how the character is written. She's quite whiny and
I guess it's how she's performed as well.
Yeah,
in a sense.
What?
I'm sorry.
No, I get it. I know.
You could say a line, or you could whine a line.
I know. Eliza, God.
Eliza.
I just feel.
I think the difference is that in the graphic novel, you're seeing a character.
Yeah, but she's so strong-willed, and I think this is what's disappointing is that the incarnations of Catwoman we've seen are strong. So this is kind of a letdown for me.
I can't even be so negative on this. I actually still liked it.
Well, I really want to know your score. I'm going to wait till the end.
I honestly still think this is good, but it's just because I'm comparing it to the graphic novel.
Which means I know what you've given it.
Right, it's going to compare it to the graphic novel. That's the difference, and that's all I can ever see it as.
Yes,
but doesn't mean it's not still a good story because it's still. Yeah, it's still Batman.
I know, but it's just
compared to the graphic novel for me. I do enjoy that symbolism though of Batman sitting in his dad's seat all bloody after having that whole night out with Selina, getting beaten up by Selina, and then he sits there just looking at the bust and the bat come through the window. I think it's great symbolism.
Yeah.
I'm being positive now. I'm trying to get the positive aspects out because I do think it's positive. But yeah,
it just doesn't work.
It still works. It just doesn't work as well as in the graphic novel.
No, but it just looks stupid. I won't lie. It just looks stupid.
The bat on the bust?
That and just okay, Dad.
Okay.
It just doesn't. It's not the same.
I guess it's something different when you're reading it than to someone else saying it.
I agree.
That's what
completely.
It is. Yeah. So that is basically where our character left before we jump a little bit into the future, and Batman's basically Batman now.
Yes.
He's got his has he got his cowl on?
He has.
Or has he got a balaclava on? Oh no, that's Batman Begins.
That's Batman Begins. He has his little hat.
That's when he matches, when he has his little hat, right?
Which he doesn't wear at the end.
Yeah. So he's Batman. He's clumsy. He's almost dropping people off balconies. I like seeing this stuff. Mm-hmm. I like seeing a clumsy Batman because it's realistic to me. It's not. It's someone who's trying to figure out their path.
I love Batman beating up kids.
Yeah, but almost dropping people to their death.
Yeah,
it's fine. He beats up Flass. His second beat up of the film, Flass gets beaten up, and I love how he's really dramatising the situation. And he's like, it's not even a human. It's like this massive, literal bat come to beat me up. And I kind of enjoy Flass's over dramatisation of his situation he gets put in. When he's trying to make out like he was actually fighting crime in that situation when it was actually taking a bribe. Or giving drugs away or something. It's quite... I enjoy that. A great scene, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably still plays better in the graphic novel. When he turns up to this fancy dinner for all like the high and mighty of Gotham.
Yep.
And he sets up this spotlight outside the house.
Oh, yes.
So that it can blind everyone, and he's just this silhouette saying how they've all failed the city kind of thing. It's a nice scene. Works better in the graphic novel, I say, but I still enjoy it. I enjoy the theatrical nature of it. Yes, it's quite cool. And then a little bit later, we also see Falcone, because I think it's Falcone's dinner party. Do you like seeing him hogtied and naked?
It's the fact that henchmen come in and
they're looking right up there.
They're looking like arsehole first. But no one seems to blink an eye. I was like,
he's a Kimbo right there at that moment.
Like, are you telling me they didn't have a go first before they untied him? Come on now.
Have a go. Oh well, you never know. You don't see the end of the scene.
Exactly.
You don't see him being untied.
He's like, before you untie me.
You don't know what goes on in Falcone's own domain. Nice little appearance from Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent, yeah.
See, I like these little bits. I like having Gotham is like a living place where these characters that we know are just there.
And you don't have to necessarily have anything to do with them in this story, but you know they exist.
Yeah, and I like seeing the good side of Dent before he changed, and he's pretty much the only one supporting Batman at this moment. And I like that Gordon also thinks that Dent is Batman. At this point. A bit like Dark Knight. He's got his ideas from somewhere.
Crusader.
Yeah, it's nice. And but we get to the best, the best segment for me.
Right.
What did you say your best segment was?
The last bit, the Gordon chase.
Okay, yeah. So my best segment is this whole where Batman is chased into this apartment building, and they're literally like destroying the building just to try and kill him, and then he has to hide. He's hiding under the stairs, even though they think he's in the basement. And this SWAT team coming. This is a part that's amazing in the graphic novel for me. I love it.
I agree.
And just the art and everything. Another thing that what doesn't make this as good as the graphic novel is it's not exactly the same artwork. The artwork in the graphic novel is amazing. So that's what sets that apart. But I just love this whole SWAT team coming in and him slowly taking all of them out, locking them in the basement, and the whole segment again, like Batman Begins, when he calls the bats. Although it's a little bit silly in this, because I don't know how he controls the bats, but they somehow just follow a police car at one point.
And also they kind of attack a helicopter.
Yes.
And I was like, how do you make them
Attack the helicopter?
Do you have to do it in like a high pitch?
Yes, to translate it.
It's like, yeah. I suppose where Batman Begins, you have to make it as realistic as possible.
Yes.
I suppose with animation, you can stretch it a little bit, but yeah, there's some elements of that. I was
when
like,
they're
what?
taking out a helicopter.
I was,
This isn't realistic.
the bat's going, oh, let's land this bird.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's one of them Adam West.
Yeah,
Adam West,
Adam West.
Let's land this bird,
Let's
Robin.
land this bird, Robin.
But I do love that. I do love the that whole segment. I think it's pretty cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
But Batman Begins did it better.
It did. Batman Begins did it a whole lot better.
Yeah.
How disappointed are you in the graphic novel and in this story when Gordon cheats on his wife?
I mean, I did put in my notes, Gordon the dirty dog.
I know.
I
This
don't-
poor
I
wife, and
don't-
she's pregnant.
I know, it's 'cause she's miserable as fuck.
I think it's a little bit of Gordon almost slipping into the darkness, but you kind
Of
of
what
has
Gotham
to,
is, yeah.
He kind of has to bring himself back, and that's almost coincides with the time when he's realizing that Batman's actually a sign of good. He kind of gets sucked into, we have to kill the Batman. We
Yeah.
have to get rid of the Batman.
I feel like as well, like the whole affair thing is probably when he realizes that, wait, I'm turning into one of these people
Absolutely.
that I don't want to become.
Yeah.
And then then the realization that, shit, they've got the ammo they need against me now to destroy my life.
Yeah.
And I've done this to myself. There's no one else to blame. And he
Absolutely.
takes responsibility for that.
Absolutely. And I love
he
that
tells
he faces
her.
it. Yeah, I love that he faces it up front and just tells her.
Although Bruce Wayne's standing in his window. The car has stopped now.
Yes.
Oh no, he's leaving.
Another thing, he is so cocky
Yeah.
as Bruce Wayne. Too much.
Too much. I said, Bruce is a dick.
Yeah, he is so much of it. It kind of definitely puts people off the scent,
Yeah.
but I mean, maybe he hones this a little, tones it down a little bit when it's maybe just an early day version of what he thinks
Easiest
Bruce is
$5,000 you've ever earned.
Oh, I know.
I was like, ugh, gross.
And when Barbara Gordon's just sitting there and he like opens his legs and she's like, oh, just looks
Yeah.
away, staring her right in the face.
I also, why did he take Barbara with him?
Because she was in the car.
She's the only one
With
that
him at the
realised
time.
who Batman was, right?
That was Essen. Essen said it's probably Bruce Wayne.
No. In the parking lot of the apartment
Oh
at the
yeah.
end.
She sees him. Yeah. So she's the only one who knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it made me laugh when
The end.
Gordon and Batman are standing opposite each other,
Yeah.
but Gordon has to remind the viewer that I can't see I'm practically blind without my glasses.
No, but at the same time, I like it because I'm always like, is he just saying that?
It's also the shallowest river I've ever seen under a
Yes.
bridge in my life.
It's true. They're
Like,
standing.
what?
They're definitely dead if they fell from that height.
It's like Batman thinks he's Spider-Man all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The scene that I like the most with the baby and the chase and stuff like that. The one thing that I noticed is there's no one else around, as in there's no one on the streets. There's no one like.
It's true.
And it
No one's
just
getting
reminds me of PlayStation 1 game called Driver.
Oh yeah. there's no
There's no one
pedestrians.
around. It's literally just cars. That's it. And I don't.
We can't
I don't-
animate these people.
That's what it made me feel like. It's just like surely there's people around somewhere. I just it's just little things like that. I was just like, what? I don't understand.
I do enjoy the whole setup to that situation though of
Because the only reason he turned around is because he followed Batman.
yeah.
Because he thought that was someone else.
Yes, exactly that. I like that he shoots the motorcyclist and you're thinking that it's actually someone to come steal the baby, but it's actually Batman. It's a nice little twist.
Yeah.
And and then Barbara seeing him. It's just a nice little section, just to kind of, at least it's something to kind of culminate
Elevate
these two characters together. This is where they've been leaning towards this altercation, where
This
they
is
both
the road
realise,
that they were meant to be on.
and they both realise that they're here to help each other, and they're the only two who can do it.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is corrupt. Yeah.
And I think the chase scene and the scene on the bridge, I think it's done really well. And yeah, it's quite scary having just watching that baby fall off the bridge.
I know it works.
I was like, shit.
Yeah, it does work, doesn't it? And it's just
It does work really well.
The whole build up to that situation, just like, man, you just stole this baby.
Yeah.
You stole this baby.
This baby. Who are you,
And you're
penguin?
gonna kill this baby?
Who are you, penguin?
Yes.
God.
It really works well. Another line that I've jumped over, which I really enjoyed,
Go for it.
is where a guy who's gonna be a witness on the stand against Flass.
Yep.
So Batman comes to see him, and he has the line, "I know pain, and sometimes I share it with people like you." I think that's a really cool
That's
line.
a good line.
It's a
That
really
is
good line.
I also feel the way they introduce how Gordon now has a friend, and the way to introduce he's calling himself the Joker.
Yeah.
Again, Batman Begins just did it better.
I know. It's true. Yeah, Batman Begins did it better.
It's just
The flipping over of that card.
Yeah.
That was...
and it's another inner monologue. It's
Yeah.
just I was like, oh, just say it out loud for God's sake, man. Jesus.
The inner monologues work for the graphic
They
novel.
do for the graphic novel, but they don't for a live action film, animated film. It was too much.
Yeah. I still enjoyed it, though.
I know. I just feel like it just needed more.
Yeah, it did need more.
It didn't have a continuous story. I feel like it didn't have.
Because it's breaking and jumping.
Yeah, it jumped so much. But literally, you'd be in an office with his boss, and it would be literally a 2-second clip, and then all of a sudden it's April 15th.
Yeah.
Like 4 weeks later or something. And I'm like, what? Like,
And he's had his baby.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
from learning she was pregnant to having the baby.
yeah.
It's true. It's true.
This is where it works in graphic novels because that's where your imagination can really take off, and we all create our own stories and monologues in our head and stuff.
You
like
fill
that.
in the
So
gaps yourself.
yeah.
Where this kind of...
the time jumps just don't feel consistent enough for me.
Yeah, it's you don't have the time to kind of mull it over and kind of be and live inside the story.
Yeah, because some of the
It's just
time jumps I
fleeting.
feel weren't even needed,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like
But at the same time, it is just following the graphic novel.
I know, and I
To a
just
point.
felt like the whole thing of all the henchmen and everyone believing Catwoman works with Batman,
Yeah.
just because she's dressed as a cat,
Yeah.
and she's like getting frustrated because no one sees me for me, and it's just come on.
Let me
love.
scratch his face.
Yeah.
A sidekick? I'm a sidekick.
That made me howl. That was so funny. So funny. But again, it's just another character that's not really executed well.
Which is, I think, the difference is like, it is probably the runtime. It's so short.
It's the shortest animation film, I think.
Yeah. So it doesn't have a chance to kind of ferment.
No,
in
it
the
doesn't.
mind.
It doesn't ground them properly, and I think it doesn't ground them into the only people it grounds are Bruce and Gordon. Everyone else just feels kind of secondhand.
Yeah. This is something they do in the Batman. They bring so many kind of small characters into the Batman, which we'll talk about next week. But
Just so
it
excited.
only goes to like flesh out Gotham,
Yeah,
where this it's too fleeting.
yeah,
Kind of. I agree. Yeah.
good. Because go on then.
Okay. Is it my turn to rate first?
It is.
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
I can't remember.
Wait, I went first for 66.
Yeah.
Then you, then me, then you. Oh, it's me.
Well, I could go first if you want me to go
No,
first.
it's fine. So I did enjoy elements of it, but I think because I read the novel so close to watching it, I was
That's
hugely
worked against it,
disappointed.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think I struggled with the inner monologues and time jumps and just the whole concept of it on film. So it's a 5 for me.
Jesus Christ. It's another Phantasm.
Yes. And
Literally.
This is not me against animation before anyone says anything. Even though they are the same score, I enjoy Phantasm more.
Yeah, that's good. I enjoy this more than Phantasm. So we're on opposite sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. Which means it's the first time we've come to this. They both get a 6 out of 10. Phantasm and Year One. So because we can't make up our mind, the only way to decide this would be to go to the audience.
Right.
And the audience is on Letterboxd, right?
Fine.
And whatever rating is higher, it means the film's higher.
Okay.
Correct?
Well,
which I know instantly is Phantasm.
Year One is 3.5.
Yes. Phantasm's 3.9.
And Phantasm is 4.0.
There you go. So Phantasm's high. We got a new bottom film in Batman Year One. So sorry, Batman Year One.
Sorry, Batman.
That's where you end
sorry,
up.
Jim Gordon, really, not Batman.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have no sorry for Batman because your voice isn't very good. There you go. That's Batman Year One. That's our 5th film in the Batman Begins Again season. And
nearly done.
Yeah, nearly done. We got just the Batman left to do before our wrap up episode after that. So that's gonna be exciting. Next week, the Batman.
Yep, it is. I'm very.
Is this your second watch of it? Will this be your second?
Might be my third.
Okay. This will be my 4th. I think my 4th time. Can't wait. If you listened to the first episode, you know what my favourite Batman film is. Is it The Batman?
If you know Paul,
you would have to listen again.
You know what his favourite film is?
But before we wrap up this episode, we have another question from a listener.
Oh, Lord. I'm ready.
The question is from the Movie Duel podcast, and they say, which development hell DC movie would you most like to have seen become a reality? Who wants to go first, Scott?
I will go first because I'm still angry.
Okay, go on.
And mine is Batgirl.
Yes.
Of
course.
What really pisses me off is the fact that it's finished.
Yeah.
And because of freaking tax money back, they can just write off films. But they don't realise how many people that destroys.
I know.
People have worked so hard. Mm-hmm. Not even cast and directors, but costume, makeup, everyone, mm-hmm. for just nothing to see the light of day. Just release the goddamn thing, even if it's on streaming, or just get it out there, because it's just very annoying.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it brought up Batgirl, and then started just talking through and the cast and everything. I was like, oh my god, I forgot Brendan Fraser was Firefly in this film. It's like Brendan Fraser was in this film as a bad guy we've never seen before.
We've never seen,
and
we've lost another Michael Keaton.
A Michael Keaton appearance, nuts, man. And it is all just down to money, finance people that just
because
decided.
These people at the top don't actually care about the content that's been created. They just care about the money back.
Yeah, it is just a product. It's not a.
And I'm sorry, but it cost effective wise, if you released it as DVD or anything like that, mm-hmm. I think people would buy it.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the return anyway, but just to take it off and the tax thing as a whole just makes me so angry. Mm-hmm. Because you're just proving to the point that all you care about is money.
Yeah, I know. Literally,
there are people that are so excited for this film, and you've got a young woman that's got the role of a lifetime. You've just taken it away from her, and it's really sad to see, and it's very, very frustrating and makes people very angry. So.
Yeah, and I think Zaslav, who's the money guy of DC, he came out and was like, oh, it was an unwatchable film. That's why it's I don't believe
bullshit.
you. I don't
Absolute
believe you.
Bullshit. I call bullshit right now.
Yeah, it's you clearly just saying that just kind of make yourself look okay that you've just written this
I've made
film
this
off.
decision for you, everyone, because I've just saved you all 2 hours.
Don't worry about watching it.
Don't worry about
all the other shit in the world that's been released.
Exactly, yeah.
Michael Keaton was in it. It's not going to be wrong.
No, exactly. So, that's mine, because I feel like it's still new and raw, and it's just very disappointing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just got a handful, because some of them we already spoke about. Mm-hmm. One of which
is it Nicolas Cage Superman.
No, I didn't. I'm not going to bring that up, but
we got to see him a little bit.
We got to see him a little bit. We brought this up last time. The Gareth Evans Deathstroke movie, which would have been amazing. Just the direction of his martial arts and stuff. Yeah, it would have been incredible. That would have been amazing to see. I don't know if you know this one, but George Miller, Mad Max.
George Miller.
He was supposed to make Justice League Mortal.
Right.
in 2007.
Because there was also a thing about Justice League Dark
Mm.
that was meant. That was in
Yeah.
like 2012.
Yeah, yeah,
But that obviously that was Del Toro,
yeah.
and that never came to light
Oh, no.
because that would have
Stuff we
been
could have got, man.
beautiful.
Yeah, from Del Toro, 100%. But yeah, it was during a writer's strike when this
Oh,
happened.
that bloody
And then The
writer's
Dark Knight came out, and they were like, we've already got a really good film here. We should go in a different direction.
That writer's strike took so many TV shows away from me. I'm still really raw about that.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was also, speaking about this film, Darren Aronofsky.
Yes.
He was supposed to be
He
the
was
one
meant to be.
directing
Yes, he was.
Batman Year One.
With the script from Frank Miller.
Which would have been interesting, because he's like such a... He loves making a depressing film.
He does.
So...
It just needed to have. If it was live action, I don't know if the monologues would have been worse.
I think it could have worked if you make it really like noir detective and like
Sin City-esque, or not as not as literal.
Maybe, yeah. Just that kind of broody.
Yeah.
I don't think it works as well in animated form.
No.
If you think imagine not obviously not in the future, but like Blade Runner, misty alleyways and stuff like that. You don't think?
Not as an animation.
Oh, not as an animation.
right.
I'm saying in live action.
Oh yeah, of course.
No,
Of course
I don't want to see it live action. No,
Of course it works. I thought you meant animation. I apologise profusely.
but I'm going to bring this one up. I basically constructed this around you, Scott,
Oh God.
because this is going to be my one that never got made, or it did get made, but not under this director. And it was Superman 4, Christopher Reeve's one. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be directed by Wes Craven.
No.
Yes.
Really? How do I not know this fact? I'm a Wes Craven fiend.
Wes Craven was supposed to direct that film.
What year was that?
Oh, God knows.
That would have been that would have been because he's tried his
87. 1987.
So 87.
The Quest for Peace. That's what it was called. I don't know whether it would have been exactly the same script.
That's interesting.
I hope it would have been different, because he's like very specific.
Do you know what? I'm actually kind of glad that he didn't, because that I might never have got Scream then. So
It's true. He might have been I'm a Superman guy
exactly. Now. So let's backtrack that. We're happy that didn't happen. So
it's just an interesting fact.
It's a very interesting fact. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
There you go.
Wow. But I'm glad you didn't do it, Wes.
Yeah.
God rest your soul.
There you go.
That was it.
Thank you, Movie Jewel. Thanks for that question. And
Batman Year One, aka Jim Gordon Year One.
Yeah, it's done and dusted, and on to the final film of the Batman Begins Again season, The Batman.
Yes.
Very excited.
I am very excited to watch it again, actually.
Good.
It's been a long time.
Can't wait.
I'm going to have to watch it on my big TV.
Guess what? They've all just come onto Netflix. All the DC
Have
films.
they?
Yes, including The Batman, and all the DCU films as well.
fabulous.
So, including Wonder Woman.
Yes. yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very
We'll
much.
See you later.
Bye.